You're hearing the psyche of those kind of people? We'll identify who are those people. Further, Al-Imran 3 and Ayat 181. Laqad samiAAa qawla allatheenaqaloo Allahu qaloo inna Allaha faqeerun wanahnu aghniyaonsanaktubu ma qaloo waqatlahu al-anbiyaabighayri wanaqoolu thooqoo AAathabaalhareeq. Without doubt, Allah has heard the saying of those. Surely Allah is poor and we are rich. Surely we will write down what they have said and their killing of the prophets without right. And we will say, taste the punishment of the burning. So now Allah says in this ayah that Allah has heard the saying of the people. Who are those people? And they are saying, we are rich and Allah is poor. We are rich and Allah is poor. Who are those people? Can anyone think? From the audience. Anyone can, who can say that Allah is poor, we are rich? Sorry. Okay, 1 minute, but I understand you said that people who are controlling the economy. But if you read the further up, the ayat that I read before, that is because nobody said that Allah, we are rich, Allah is poor, in the true sense. But people who are using this argument that if Allah had willed, He would have provided the sustenance to these poor people. This is the psyche of those people who have got this wealth with them. Who has got this wealth? Their call is written upwards. An-nut'im mallahu yasha'u Allahu at'ama. This is the statement, and this means that what shall we feed the one whom if Allah have willed, He would have fed. This kind of people think that they are rich and Allah is poor because Allah cannot provide for these people. Allah cannot provide. Why are you asking us to provide? They are holding this gold and silver with them. They are thinking that God is poor. Your God is poor and we are rich. Why are you asking us to provide? If your God was rich, He would have provided those people. People are dying of hunger all over the world where people are poor, so they are actually squandering wealth. So this is the behavior of certain class of people, but the name is not yet identified. But before I told you who are doing this, the terrorists and the scholars. We have first ayat I've read, the first verse, don't forget that. So the scholars and the terrorists are doing so. But it's not mentioned among who. The scholars are among all categories, the Jews and the Christians and the Muslims. The terrorists are among all the three categories, the Jews and the Christians and the Muslims. They are not yet identified from these verses. Who are these people who are saying that God is poor and we are rich? So Allah says further in this ayah that we have heard, Allah, without doubt, Allah has heard the saying of those. Surely Allah is poor. Allah is poor and we are rich. Soon we will write down what they have said and their killing of the prophets without right, and we will say taste the punishment of the burning. So Allah has said we have heard those people who are saying that Allah is poor, we are rich, and they have been killing the prophets, not physically, psychologically. They have been killing the prophets, their personalities. They have been killing the prophets. So Allah has heard that they are saying that Allah is poor, we are rich. And if Allah had willed, He could have provided the sustenance to these people. So so now up till now I have read certain ayahs referring to the so-called, we can say, the terrorists and the scholars. Previously the verses that I have read, that can be applied to the Jews and the Christians and label Muslims previously. But the verses that I am going to read now are specifically related to so-called believers. I am using the word so-called because Quran refers to believers. And as I say, among the belief, I will define what happens.